This video is a multi-topic video. There's so much stuff that are going to be covered over this video. I really not going to be able just to say topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and topic 4. I'm just going to just spill everything out, and then from that point on, that's just the way it's going to be. Because it's just so much that I want to discuss and talk about what's been going on recently, so I just wanted to give people a heads up too. And also I want to talk about some personal stuff and what I've been experiencing with some personal stuff. First of all, let's cover the main basic thing that I want to talk. And once again, I do apologize for the quality. I know it looks awful. Yeah, the cell phone quality. I'm working on it. I am working on a video camera. Not a video camera, a web camera. And please forgive me when it comes down to speech. I really have problem talking sometimes, and I don't really talk clear a lot because I can't pronounce a lot of words. So yeah, some people say I just talk like I'm from another country. Probably I am. I don't know. But anyway, no, I'm just joking. I do not need ICE coming after me. I'm an American citizen, but that's for another story. So let me start with the main thing that I want to talk about, and that's the payment processors. One payment processor that I want to talk about in particular is PayPal. I don't know how many people use it, but I use PayPal on a daily basis. I want to give a fair warning. Be very careful of what you do on PayPal, and that's also with the rest of them. Visa, MasterCard, and then there's another one called CB something. But the main one is PayPal. Be very careful on PayPal because PayPal has been doing some stuff, and they have some very what's the best way to say it? Let's just say they have some very not good practice when it comes down to their policies. It just don't make sense. But PayPal has been doing some stuff, and there are some stories about what PayPal has done to people, content creators and stuff like that, because of the recent laws that has been passed in UK, and they are working on the same laws here. We haven't yet got a global ban and stuff, but Texas has done something similar, like what UK have with certain manga and anime and stuff like that. And it's all because of this one group called Collective Shout that's going around trying to get things censored and banned, but they are also as hypocrite as well. But I'm not getting into them. There's a whole lot of videos that talk about what the heck is going on with Collective Shout and how they are infiltrating into the governments to get new laws passed. And the laws that are passed, they have nothing. Well, they do have something to do with protecting the kids, but it's a lot of mess. Let's just say it like that. A lot of video games got hit with this. A lot of content creators got hit with this, and it has been a total mess. It had been a total mess, to just tell you the truth. So a lot of people have been getting hit with this ban, especially in UK. Because there are stories of people having their money frozen. Like this one guy, he create not safe for work stuff. Look, I know there is a very bad stigma whenever you say not safe for work. I know there are many people who say, good, that stuff shouldn't exist. But when you say not safe for work, I know the first thing that comes to people's mind is the classic sex word. But that's not all that not safe for work cover. We are talking about anything that you would not be doing or showing in a public area. Well, then again, in these modern times, that can be a very broad term. But anyway, it's stuff that normally is deemed inappropriate, because this does cover horror movies, rated X movies, rated R movies, rated M games. The stuff that you would not be showing to your boss. Let's say it like that. So this game creator for not safe for work stuff, he had 80,000 pounds in his bank, and equivalent to us, that's like over like maybe I think it's like $100,000. Let's just say he had a lot of money, and PayPal completely froze his account, blocked him from getting anything. I don't know whether or not he was able to get anything, and they told him because he violated a policy, which wasn't is his stuff that he's doing is not illegal. It's just PayPal decided that you violated our policy. But the thing about it, they've been allowing him to do this forever, but now decided we're going to block it. We're going to block it, and it's important to read them terms of service too. But I still don't think they have the legal right to block money that you basically had and refuses to pay that money out to you. I don't think that's right. I don't think that no payment process. That's like the bank telling you got over millions of dollars in the bank, and the bank tells you we're not giving you your money. And you're like, why? You didn't do anything illegal. They just decided like we're just gonna change our policies and make it like because we don't like you, we ain't gonna give you no money. Some stupid stuff like that. That's not gonna fly well. And then you had another person who was doing art, but because their art was connected to not safe for work, and it was on Patreon, PayPal did the same thing. The problem is that PayPal is a double-edged. PayPal and these advocated groups like Collective Shout, they are basically a double standard thing. One minute they tell you we can't do this because it's an adult thing, and the next minute they tell you it's all right. And so the issues has been like that, and it's been very, very much a pain in people's back, and people don't like that. So my best advice is, if you are one of them type of people who enjoy not safe for work stuff, I ain't gonna lie, do not use PayPal to make any payments. And if you do, don't say it, because they will freeze your account, they will lock your account, and you will have money that you have worked hard for no longer access, and you can't do anything about it, I'll let you go into legal courts, and that, by the time you do the legal battles and stuff like that, the money that you did have, we end up having to go into paying off the lawyers and stuff like that. So that was the PayPal incident. MasterCard and Visa, they basically, they just doing their thing. And the whole mess with Steam is outrageous. And this is the funny thing. When I go on Steam, the games that I normally want to see, they still there. And a lot of the games that they said are supposed to be banned, the ones that I play, like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that, they still there and they full glory. There are some games that completely disappear, but a lot of the adult games are still there. I still see them there, so I don't know where they're going. And one particular adult game, I'm not saying no name, I don't know why it's still there, because according to Collective Shout, that game should be banned, but it's not. We're not getting into details. Alright, moving on. I don't want to give them no more hope than what they have. Moving on to more topics today, and forgive me, my nose was itching. I had to scratch it. Sorry about that. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, moving on to other topics today I want to talk about. I want to talk about this thing right here, scams. And one scam that I want to talk about right now, because I experienced it not too while ago, the sweetheart scam. Look, there's a lot of people out here, including myself, that is searching for love. And there are some that are very blessed and capable of finding whoever they want. And there are some like me that we're not so much on that same bracket of being the most luckiest person in the world, And with me, I've been single for guys know. I have been single to the point that I completely almost give up sometimes. So I can see how falling for these sweetheart scams can happen, especially when they hit you at the worst point in your life, when you're depressed and you're going through things. It really do make it hard. So here's the thing. If somebody out of the clear blue contacting you, whether it's on wherever social media you use, you don't know the person, you have never seen the person, you don't know who they are. They contact you, and immediately begin to connect with you, trying to talk to you. Or, in other words, they may have contacted you, but they never said anything to you. And then all of a sudden, now they're saying something to you. Watch it, because that could be a scam. Especially if they take you off of and on dating websites, and they tell you, all right, let's go off of their official website and go to a private website. That's another red flag, because why are we switching websites for? Unless you were getting to really know a person, but it's usually not that. Anyway, also, never give money. Never. I don't care. If they start to ask you for money, say no. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, no, I'm not going to give you no money because I don't feel the necessary need to give you any money. And really, to tell you the truth, that should not be the first word that come out of a person's mouth. Oh, can I have money? No, you're going about your business. Don't give out personal information. Do not let them know where you live personally. You can say, I live in this town, but don't give your address out where they can find you and then, stalk you down and stuff like that. Don't give your phone number or email or anything that can relate back to you till they become a stalker or something like that. To make the long story short, I fell for one of these because I was going through some things. It can happen to the best of us, The best of us can basically be suffering and feeling a certain kind of way, and we fall for these type of things. As I keep reminding myself, and I tell anybody who makes mistakes, we are humans, just like Human Lead said in the song, well, I'm a human, I'm born to make mistakes. That is basically the true statement. I haven't known too many people who haven't made a mistake in their life. And those who say they never had, I say far away from them. But, it's something that we do. That's how we learn. A baby learns falling on their face hurts. So eventually they figure out how not to fall on their face and learn how to walk. Just like it was riding a bike, At first you fall off of it, but eventually you learn how to ride it. So, yeah, I've been through that. And luckily, my overall common sense kicked in before any serious damage could be done. And I'm proud of myself. And that's the key thing. Listen to your gut feeling. I know it's hard because the gut feeling is one of them feelings that can be tricky. You don't know whether or not sometimes you just don't know whether or not what you're feeling in the inside is actually real. And sometimes your gut can be wrong. There's a lot of times that my gut warns me about something that's wrong, but there's a lot of times that it warns me and it be right. And matter of fact, there's more times that I get that gut feeling, don't do that. And if I don't do that, I avoid some type of tragedy. So, yeah, the reason why that is a thing, because naturally, just like every creature on this earth, you have a natural warning system that can detect when something is wrong or something that's going to hurt you, and it automatically sends these signals to let the body know this is not right. And this is something that happen without the brain or anything else basically interfering at that. Well, the brain does, but if you don't consciously know that your body is already getting itself ready because it sensed that something is wrong. So I got myself out of that situation, And I said, no, I'm not going through that. And this is another thing I'm going to say for people who are single as well. It's better off to wait for the right one than to jump into a situation and end up effing yourself up so bad that you won't be able to really recover, to tell you the truth. Or in other words, I didn't mean to say it like that, but in other words, it's better to look before you jump. Because you just jump into a relationship instead of sitting back and figuring the person out, you're going to find yourself sometimes in trouble. Not everything that is flashy and shiny is actually good. It's just like fool's gold. Fool's gold looks so good until you pick it up, it crumbles to pieces. People, not everyone, but people are hurting these days, are going through things. So, and be careful with the heart. Don't play with the heart, because if you're not serious in the relationship and you're not serious, just let it know. Like one person said to me, I just want to BFF. a BFF, friends with a BW, yeah, a BWF, yeah, that's what it was. I know what that is. You don't know, you know. So just don't do that. Just don't fall for the first thing that comes to you. Wait, if it is meant for you, it will be. If it's not, I know the hardest thing to accept in life is when something is just not meant to be. Trust me, I know that feeling. I know that feeling more than anything else, So I got through that, I got out of that, and I'm happy. Now I'm moving on to something else. The violence that's been going on lately in America is crazy. It's nothing new. People fail to understand, America was founded on violence. We always was fighting. That's what America does. It's very suddenly, you look through history, we always was fighting. We had to fight just to exist. But usually we're fighting to someone else, not ourselves. The recent stuff that's been happening is crazy. The mass shooting at school, kids getting killed, teachers getting murdered. You just have these young people basically getting themselves into stuff. You got all this political violence that's going on that both the right, the left, and in the middle, it basically is celebrating over, when one of them sides get hurt. And you got so much corruption in the government that this don't make sense. Now, I'm not a politic person, and I don't wish to be, but it is bad. It is bad out there. But I do want to share this as one of the things I want to share, and then, yeah, I really do want to share this. Before I share this, I'm gonna tell you how to find this particular video. Go on YouTube and look up Pope John, I think, or let me just say, look up the recent Pope who is in office. Look him up, and listen to what he has to say about the warning to Trump, and the warning that he's given to Trump from the voice of God. Now I'm going to say this. I'm going to make a separate video. I'm really going to make a separate video when it comes down to that. So I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm going to make a separate video on that. But I just want to basically talk about some of the stuff that I've been experiencing, and then I get back up with y'all later.